Hi everybody, it's Laura. Welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a Beebeecraft project using these beautiful rice pearls. They are freshwater pearls. I have you really close to the bead mat because what we're going to do today is something, and I looked all over for my video and I have no clue what happened to it. I have you kind of not so level. There we go. And I have my black bead board. This is a more of a harder board because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And we are going to be making, and now I've laid my earring down. And Beebeecraft is an absolute wonderful company. They support my channel, and Lisa is wonderful to work with. And these pearls, I'll put the price on the screen. All of the links will be below. And I'll also link the original unboxing for this one in particular, where I also got these little 2mm seed beads. I'm not going to use them in this video. I was going to, and I was also going to use these little baby bead caps, but it just didn't look right for what we're going to make. So I'm going to pause you for a second, get a few more things ready, and I'll show you what we're going to need for today. Okay, so what you're going to need for today's project, or what I'm using, you can use any 11-0, and I'll tell you, you can use any color. And you can get seed beads from Beebeecraft. Beebeecraft has a 10% off coupon code down below. There's free shipping after $25 that you spend total. There are, and if you have a YouTube channel and you make jewelry and you have at least 100 subscribers, you can apply to be an ambassador like I am, and perhaps be able to do what I'm doing, make jewelry, and use Beebeecraft products. And so there's so much that Beebeecraft does for my channel, and it is just amazing. What I'm using today is more products that I've gotten in the past from Beebeecraft, and that is these ear wires, the lever bags. You're going to need a pair of ear wires, whichever ones you want to use. You're going to need, I don't like these for this kind of project, but you could use them if you wanted to. But I am using a 20mm hoop. This is a beading loop. It is thick. It's probably about 1mm, 1.5mm thick. And you can bead on this. I also have some 1G ivory thread, and I have some wildfire. This is the 0.006, which is the 15mm, and this is in frost. This one's almost out. I'm going to need to get some. Plus, I have from also Beebeecraft, and I'm sure you can get these at Beebeecraft too if we look. I just have never looked. So, that's a possibility. I have my rice pearls from Beebeecraft, and all my Beebeecraft supplies are down below. Plus, you're going to need, for each earring, you're going to need these, so double it. You're going to need a wire guardian. Depending on which way you want to position your earring, you could need a small jump ring. So what we're making today is this earring right here. I have a few things that are wedding kind of things at my booth. I have a string I need to trim, and I still need to do some thread burning, but I will do that after the video. But that is simply gorgeous. And the reason I have you down here this low is because we're going to be doing some pretty intricate work, and I want you guys to be able to see everything that I'm doing without having to zoom in your phones a million miles. You will need these for like opening your jump rings and things, but those aren't needed real soon. You will need a good pair of scissors that you only use for thread, so that when you're cutting like your 1G, you're getting a clean cut. I also use these to flatten my wildfire and my thread to make it threading the needle better. This is probably a size 11 because that's a really tiny hole and I'm having a hard time threading it. Again, like I said, the wildfire. And what I'm using today is Toho Round 11. And I wouldn't go any smaller for this project. I did have some problems getting through down here, but it is possible with a small needle. I wouldn't go a 10. I don't think a 10 would pass through quite as many times as I did. Beading needle, I would do a size 11 or 12. So this is Inside Color Rainbow Crystal Cream Lined Toho 11 round. And I did not count how many goes around here. It depends on how big of a hoop, what earring or if you're using an earring, if you're using an oblong. It just depends on what you're using. Like I said, I have these beautiful rice pearls that I got from Beebeecraft. These are amazing. I've used them in a lot of projects. And then we have a bunch of these Tohos out here. So this is what we're making. And it also depends on which way you want this on, like I said. I have mine facing so that when you wear it, it's facing this way. You can also put it so that it's facing like this when you wear it, which is also very pretty. So let me stop gabbing and tell you what you're going to start by doing. Is we're going to start by putting these around it, and it is called a circular brick stitch. And when I tell you you're going to want a wingspan of this thread, do not misunderstand me. A wingspan is when you hold your arms out to the side. I think I didn't use a full wingspan on this part. I think I used like a chest width and a wingspan. That's one, or chest width and arm width. So that is holding my arm out and across my chest, because we're only going around this. And that gave me plenty and a little left over. I would rather have the extra, frog in my throat, an extra left over than not enough. So we're going to take and put that end in the flat pliers and just flatten that end down. And I probably squished it too hard. And that makes it easier to go through. And of course, I'm holding it away from me, so I can't see what I'm doing. Your eye of your needle. And you're going to pull a good length of that through. So I have a good long tail. We're going to set him off to the side so he's out of the way. I'm going to set things we're not using out of our way so we're not getting caught, because you will get caught up with the thread we're going to be using. Laying that down, we're going to take our tail, and I know a lot of people say, oh, leave yourself a 6-inch tail. I usually don't leave 6 inches. I would say maybe 3 or 4, because I don't weave my tail back through that much. So I'd say that's about 4 inches. And we're going to just knot it 3 times. Just an overhand knot 2 and 3. Make sure it's on there tight. We're going to keep that tail over to the side so we have that. We're going to take our needle. Probably going to back up some of this thread so I don't have quite so much over here. And we're going to pick up 2 of these 11-ohs. And we're just going to drop them both all the way down. I'm already hanging up on my board. To our ring, just like that. And we're going to come in behind the ring like this and out through the center. And we're going to pull our thread through. And we have 2 beads here, and we're going to go up through the one that is here, the first one, and we're going to go through the back side of it where the thread is going through, the same direction thread's going through. We're going to go up through it like that. And we're going to pull that snug. And you're going to have 2 loops right here. Now we're going to come down through the second bead, and things are going to be kind of Willy Wonka here. We're going to go down through this second bead, and we're going to go behind, but we're going to remember to always go behind and bring it out through the middle, like so. And now we're going to go up like this. And this will set. You can take this tail and bring it through your middle here and put it up through, because this is stiff. I'm not going to do this left-handed. If you want to make him pop and stand up better. But I don't want to waste my space. So if you wanted to, you could go up through and make him stand up straighter. We're going to be using this one to put our wire guardian on. So the less times I go through him, the better. Okay? So we have that. We're going to pick up 1 bead at a time on our needle. Let it fall down. Always coming behind, through the middle, and then you're going to go up through the bottom of that bead so it's laying flat, hanging up on stuff, so that it looks like that. Again, 1 bead. And sometimes I can put my needle in my hand, like so. And I'll hold that bead in my fingers, pinch it in my fingers, with my needle coming out like it's supposed to over top of this bottom. So it's coming out through. And just simply pull, and it positions your bead where you need it to be. And then you can just simply go up through. So however you want to do, whether you just want to drop the bead and then put it in place, such as this. I have a lot of thread on there. And then come underneath and pull your thread through, and then go up from the front. I'm hung up, sorry guys. Even if it goes Willy Wonka there and goes everywhere, you can, it will tighten. Again, you can drop it once I pick up a bead. Come up from the bottom. Make sure you do not knot your thread. Once you're coming out through there, come upwards from the front, through the bottom of that bead. Or you can do like I did earlier. Take your bead. Yeah, no, this one tip. And put your needle through. Hold your bead in place. Pinch it and just pull your thread. Go up through the bottom. Pull your thread. Again, how I did that was grab my bead, put my needle through. There's my needle, my bead. I pinched the bead, pulled my needle through. My thread is still Willy Wonky, he wants to go everywhere. And then go back up through. So however you want to do it, whichever way you want to go, what you're going to do is you're going to do this all the way around till you're back over here. When I get there, I will bring you back. Okay, so I have you guys plugged in because the power went out a couple of times. And this way, if the power goes out while I'm filming, I can at least, you know, have plenty of battery to run the light on the camera. Okay, so we're at where we're going to add our last 11-0, and I am going to pick up one last 11-0. We're going to put it on. This in my way. I'm going to tuck him under my finger. I'm having a hard time getting a hold of my thread. I stopped for a second, can't you tell? And went in and grabbed my charger where I had my phone charging earlier. And we're just going to come just like before, up under, just like before. And we're going to come back up through. I've caught that tail. That's what I was thinking. Something was going on there. You don't want that tail to be in your way or it won't look right. There we go. He's still in my way. Ah. Let's pull him to the front. There we go. Maybe that'll, yep, that's what I needed to do. Pull that tail to the front. Now let's get that bead back where he needs to be. Well, at least if you see me struggle with that part, if you have the same issue, you know what to do. All right, so let's get that bead down in there where he needs to be. Go up through the bottom of the bead, right here, where the thread is coming out from the front. We're going to pull that nice and kind of snug. So we have him in there. We're going to turn this to the back. We have our thread coming out from the top. We have our thread over here. And this one is tied off. He's kind of right here. This thread is right here, tied off. We're going to kind of hold him out of our way, and we're going to take this one, and we're going to come down through this bead right here. Linking those two beads together. And then I'm going to pick up, there's a thread bridge right here. You guys can see that. I'm going to go through that thread bridge, and I've got a loop, and I'm going to go through the loop twice that I've made. Whoops. And of course I picked up my other tail. I'm going to give that a snug little pull. I'm going to use my fingernail to make sure it's in there good. I'm going to grab that thread bridge one more time. Make sure I have it. I'm going to make that loop one more time. Whoops. It's not what I wanted to pull. I get my tail away from my work here. This time I'm just going to go through it once, give it a tug. And because I need to know where all of my threads are, we're going to cut these, but I'm not going to cut them too short. My good scissors. Because I need to know where they are. The reason is I want to know this is my center. Because when we come down here, this is the center here. And that is important because this is where I'm going to have my middle. On my one pair of earrings was here. On this pair, my middle is going to be here. So we're going to be needing to know where my middle is. I'm taking this thread off and we're going to switch to the 1G. There really wasn't that much left. I can save this piece and use this if I wanted to, but I prefer the 1G for adding my this on because I want it to move. Okay, so the 1G, you definitely need a full wingspan and a hand. Let me find my end. And what I mean by hand is I'm going to do this. So I have it in my hand good, and I'm going to go all the way out, holding my 1G in my other hand, and I'm going out a full wingspan. And I'm giving myself some extra thread. The reason I'm doing this is because I really don't want to have to make a knot in the middle of this. I'm making a nice clean cut. I'm taking my end. I am going to flatten this. And I'm going to put this, thread this, please, thread. And don't fight with me. Alright guys, I gotta have it closer to me where I can see what I'm doing. And it's split. We'll try it again. Clean it. I had a feeling it was gonna split just from the way it acted when I cut it. And it's splitting the whole. It's like I have, see how this looks right here? It's really like, I don't know, like it's damaged, that whole little section right there. I'm going to come back here where it looks a little bit better. That looks kind of strange looking right through there. Let's get rid of that. I don't want to try to mess with something that looks like it's going to keep splitting. And it threaded like it should. Now you're going to want to take your thread so that most of it is doubled. I pulled down the wrong piece. So that you don't have such a long tail, I am going to work my thread through my hands so I don't have a really long curly piece either. Alright, I'm setting all this down, and I have this here. I have my pearls, and I have this. I have a list. This is 10, 12, 15, 17, 19, 23. This is the number that I'm going to use before I put the pearl on. After I put the pearl on each one, I'm adding 6. The sixth one is only the one that I'm only going to go through, and I'm going to loop and then go back up the other ones. I'll show you. It's not that complicated, but this is what we're going to be doing. And the first thing we're going to do is find our center, which is here, and this one here is going to be my middle, so I'm going to offset it this way. When I started here, I counted this is my middle and went out this way. So because I want this earring to hang different, because, well, do I or don't I? I'm having it frontwards. If you're going to have it hang like this way, and you want this to hang so that the one side hangs a little, forward more, you will want to pay attention to which one is going to have the long one closer than the other. So because mine is hanging straight, I'm not going to need to worry about that. So this is the middle one, and as you can see, the middle one is 23. I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the middle one is coming out of here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the one, the fifth one, that the 10 is going to come out of. And I am simply going to come up, get it to start. Well, let's come up through the back and out through the front. And there really is no big, oh my God, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? Actually, you know what? Let's not that different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a loop right here. Then we don't have to have so much stuff going through. We're going to go through. Here's the one our 10 is going to be coming out of. We're going to go through that thread bridge. Between these two, the one the 10 is coming out of, one the 12 is coming out of. And we're just going to make a knot right here. It's very straightforward. I try not to make things very difficult. So I'm going to bring my tail to the inside. I try to make all my knots to the back. I see people making things, and they're making stuff so difficult that the steps are using make people shy away from doing things. So these tails will get burned, so they're also going to have a nice melted knot over that, but I don't want to lose this tail, but I am going to trim it down just a little bit. Take a little off. This tail reminds me where I've knotted. Now, I went right here is where I went through. I want to come down through right here. So I'm going to bring my needle through. It'll be easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. So I've come, right here's where I made my knot. This is where I'm going to come down through this bead. And I have all my tools laying here, and I'm getting caught in them. You don't want nothing in your way at this point. So I've come down through this bead, and we are going to pick up 10. And I'll need to get more of these seed beads out. Oof, I just flung a bunch. I'm going to pick up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to lay that down. 8, 9, 10. Just like that. And we're going to bring them all the way to our piece. I know that doesn't look like much, does it? I'll show you against the other one. It's all I used was 10. We're going to pick up a pearl. We're going, and now on the pearls, there's a, depending on which ones you get, there's a skinnier side and a fatter side. I'm putting it so the skinny side goes on my needle first, because that will go up against, so that it's got the pointier side up. Now we're going to pick up 6. 1, that's the only problem with using this board. They fly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6. And we're going to bring them all the way down. And I'm going to separate this last one. So there's 5 here and 6 here. You're going to want your thread where it's not going to get tangled. We're going to skip that, and we're going to go back up through every one of these. And you want to make sure that you do not miss any. When you pick this up, there should be no beads flopping down. So I should be able to pick these all up on my needle. See how that one sticks up? I missed it. Just like that. And I'm going to pull all my thread through. I'm going to hold my last bead. Put my finger on it. So there we have it. Now we're going to pick up 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, a pearl. He's kind of shaped the same, so we're just going to put him on. And then we're going to pick up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what I didn't do, guys? I goofed. Don't do this yet. I goofed. Pause, pause, pause. Don't do this step yet. I got in a hurry. So if you guys get in a hurry and you realize, oh no, I skipped a step, just back your beads back off your needle because we forgot a step. We're here and we are at where the beads come up to where we came in. We're going to go back up because we just tightened our strand up, our fringe. And we're going to go back up the one that we came out of. If you ever get to this point and, oops, I was hung up. You realize, oh my God, I just put the entire next strand on and I forgot to go through here and back out. Or, you know, you're here and you've gone down through and you put your fringe on, you put your next one on, but you forgot to go back up through. There is a way to fix it. It's simply going down through and then coming back up through the one that you missed by picking up this bead and going around and coming back. So just know that there is a way to fix it, but we caught it. You want to make sure you go back up through the one that you came out of, then go down the next bead. I can't believe I did that on the very first one, but I guess that's a way to show you guys. If you catch it, just back off. Okay, now we'll add our 12. I was just zipping right along, guys. So we come back down the next bead on the loop, the hoop. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, come on, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12, our pearl, and then we're going to put on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it takes about an hour and a half per earring, depending on how quick you are. Now we're skipping the 6th one, the last one, going all the way back up through all of these beads, making sure we haven't missed one. I'm going to pull my thread through, separate, and I'm hung up. Pick up the next in line. thread will catch on everything, guys. You can use, here we're going to hold on to our very last thread, our last bead, and give the thread a pull. You can use like upholstery thread that you find at Walmart. It works, but you can split the thread very easily on that. Now, let's not forget that we have a step to do, and go back up the one that we just came out of here on the hoop and give it a little tug. You don't want to make it too tight or they won't dangle correctly. Go down the one on the right of that. You don't have to wrap around the hoop itself, just go through the bead. And we'll do our next fringe, which is 15 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oops, 10, 15. We're ready for another purl. And 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on. Put it all the way up. Pull our 6th one out of the way. When I was talking about the thread, you want to make sure that you don't sew back through or split the thread with your needle. If you realize that that's what's happened, you'll know when you do, because you won't be able to like tighten your thread or pull your thread through. You'll feel a lot of tension or something like that. It just won't feel right, and you'll notice that your thread is doing something strange. Just take your needle off your thread and pull all of your beads back off that are affected until you've pulled off beyond where you have your see, look right here, I just split my thread, and I did it right there where I can just easily back up. But if you split your thread where you can't just back up like I just did, like you split it inside of a bead or something, and you have to literally back up a bunch of beads in order to get to where you split your thread, that's what I'm talking about. That's odd that that happened right when I was talking about it. You definitely don't want to split your thread and damage it to the point where you have to start over. That's a really sad day when that happens. There we go. Now let's go back up through. There. Whoops. Always be mindful also that you don't loop your beads that you've already worked with. Now we're going to come down the next bead, and we're starting on 17. Oops. And it's always helpful to kind of pull these off to the side when you're working. I need to put more of these out. I have used not quite half of one. I'm sure when I'm done, I'll have used more than half of a tube for one pair of earrings. It takes quite a few. Whoops. So if I finish this, I'll have used probably 2/3 of a tube. Get back over there. All right, so now we need 17. 1, 2, so there's 5. There's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and a pearl. And then 6 more. Whoops. 1, 2, 6. So I've got my 6th one off to the side. Keep them out of the way. Go all the way back up through. And there's no reason to like hurry back through these beads. There we go. And always remember, go back up through after you've pulled your fringe up. So there is our 4th fringe, number 17. We're starting our 5th. So we're coming down through the next one. And this one's going to need 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whoops, come back here, 12, 13, so there's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Come on. He's stubborn. He doesn't want to go on. 19. And I'm going to grab one more pearl. Yeah, he does have a bigger bottom. There we go. 6 more. 1. Whoops, he didn't come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoops, 6. What am I doing? So there's 3, 6. Put that all the way down. Whoops. They didn't all go. And I need to pull my tail. Figure out which one's my tail. And give myself a little more working thread. Alright, now find my 6th bead, pull him out of the way, and go back through these. We're almost to our middle fringe. Once we do the middle fringe, we start reversing. I don't know what happened to the video where I made a pair of earrings like this before. I went through my all my videos and I can't find it. I don't know whatever happened to it. But it's nowhere in my videos. The water drop videos, or the waterfall, water drop, I'm not sure what I named them. They're there, done with the Zoli. They're not all wanting to go on. The Zoli beads. The thread is wanting to split. So I'm being really careful. They are there, and they're done with a hoop with a brick stitch, but the fringe ones are not. So these are the ones with the 10, 12, 15, 17, 19. So now we just got to do the 23, and we will be at the middle. Oops, I'm hung up. Make sure that is not tangled, and it is. I caught up some of my beads. Take your time and get yourself unhooked from everything if that happens. And just put it on. We're going to come down and do our middle fringe, which is right here. And if you'll notice, when I stick my needle in here, look at where it lines up. How cool is that? So we're going to do our middle fringe, and that is 23 down and a purl and 6. So we're going to get these out of our way. I have to add more. Like I said, I'm going to use about 2/3 of this before I'm done. Come on, open up, little dude. Or probably 3/4 by the looks of it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to drop those 10 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, that makes 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and a pearl, and 6 more. 1, whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Push them all kind of up there. Pull my 6th one out of the way and work my way through all of my beads. Oops. This is definitely something you want to do. Put a TV tray in front of you. Work on while you got something going. Listening to a podcast. You got a TV show on that you more listen to than you do watch. That kind of thing. It's actually kind of relaxing to do this. Come on. Thought I had you unhooked. I guess I didn't. So I'm going to hold my last bead, the 6th one, and pull. Give it a little snug. And the middle fringe is now on. Got to go up through here, like so. And now we're starting to reverse. The next one will be 19. We're going to go down through, and I won't keep you for every step of it, but I will show you when I'm done. So I'm going to pause you and I'll bring you back. So I want to show you this half of it so you can see what it looks like halfway done. And there is your cheat sheet. And there's 19, 17, and 15, and 12. Okay, so I have just loaded my last fringe, the one with the last 10 on it, but I want to count and make sure I have everything right. So we have our center one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, center 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is our 10. So this is our 5th one, so we have the right number. I'm going to pull the 6th one back, and I'm going to go up through, and we will be knotting this. I started this, well, let me finish what I'm doing and then I'll tell you how long this has taken so far. And I've used a lot of these little seed beads. And people don't understand when I price like my beadwork. They think I'm charging way too much. Guys, this tube of beads right here is probably, I would say, and I want to go to the back because we're going to knot this one off. This tube of beads is probably $4 or $5. These are one of the more expensive tubes. So when you figure that and you figure the pearls and everything in, for one pair of earrings, you're just alone, you're looking at $5 minimum. So I've come around to the back, got these all pulled up, and I'm going to pick up this bridge right here. If I get a hold of it. If I can't, we can knot it by going through beads. And I could show you that also. Yeah, I'm having difficulty. So here's my thread. We're going to come down. I don't know. There we go. What we're going to do is we're going to go out through between them and not have to struggle. And I want to hold my thread between my fingers, my loop, so I don't lose it. And then I'm going to come back through so I show you what I'm doing. Here's where I'm coming out. I want to go back through right here. The next bead over. And then I'm just going to make through that twice. And that will make one knot. And I want to do it one more time. So we're going to go, I'm going to hold this so that I have a hold of my loop. We're going to go just right straight through it. Instead of trying to pick up the thread bridge, we're just going to bead through the beads. And then we're going to come back to the other ones. Sometimes once you go through it once, it comes back through easy. Go back. Look at where I'm coming out. Go back through there. There we go. And I hope I wasn't off frame. If I've gone off frame, guys, it's because I have you guys zoomed in. And I am not used to working like that. And we're just going to loop through once and tug. Like I said, I don't have any matches or a lighter out here, so I will come through and clean up all of this, but I don't want to cut it so short I can't find my threads. I have a nice long length. Look at my phone. I started this at 1:15. It is 3 o'clock, guys. An hour and 45 minutes. Okay, so I have a good length here. Plenty enough to put my wire guardian on. We're going to go ahead and clip these. Get these down all the way. Clip these short because they are knotted in. And I am going to do kind of the same thing. I'm going to come right here. Well, I want my tail in the back, don't I? So we're going to go between. This is where I want my wire guardian, these two beads here. So I want to go, because I want to come up through this bead, so I want to come here. And go there. And come back by this bead right here. There we go. And I am going to make sure I have a good sturdy, yes I do. All right, we're going to lay that down. I want to make a knot. And we are going to tie a good I'm going to make like a surgeon's knot once, twice. Whoops, come on. My fingers are not working. And then I want to knot it one more time. Now you could use beads and make a loop that way and fasten your earring directly in. But if you do that, you have no option to change that earring out. So now we're working at the back of the earring. We're going to come up through these two here. This is where we ended. This is where we started. We're going to go up through the bottom of this earring. We're going to take our wire guardian and we're going to put it through one of the little legs here, up through. Oops, my thread is wanting to go with me and come out. We're going to go down through this channel over here and down through the bead that we started with. And we're just going to pull that tight. And we want to make sure that our thread is going in that channel at the top of the wire guardian. If not, just kind of tell it it's going there, whether it wants to or not. There we go. There, we have it. And then we are going to go back up through it one more time. I would like to go up through it 3 times. I don't know why I have so many threads up here in my way. Oh my goodness, guys. Did you see what I did? All right, let's loosen this thread because I have caught a bunch of my beads and we need to get them out of there. There we go. Oh, that looks much better. Get this tail over here out of the way so I know where it is. Now, this will straighten up as we go through it again. We're going to go up through one more time, through this leg, this bead, this leg, and I split my thread, back it all off, bring it back out. Lay it down. Did you guys see what kind of mess that looked like? All right, let me pause you and thread this. Okay, we're going to try this one more time. Up through this bead, through the leg of that. There we go. Down through this leg, through that bead there. Whoops, back it back up. Make it go through the channel. There we are. Now we are going to come over here because I want to reinforce. I caught up in my beads. Reinforce those beads right there. Get this thread out of my way. And then I want to go back down through just the bead. And it's going to be tight at this point, guys. Remember to keep your thread at the back. I keep picking up my beads. I want that tail to stay out of my way. I'm going to go back up through the bead here, but not through the wire guardian, guys. I'm going to hold my thread away from my, and I still caught one of the beads. Holding it up in the air makes it more difficult. There we go. Nope, I still got one. There. Now I'm back over here where I want to be. I'm going to come back down through this next bead. And this is where I'm going to knot it. And you see where I have this other tail that's still here from my original knot? That's what I'm going to use to knot this. So we're going to do a double knot here first. That's a single. My fingers are not working, guys. One, two, bring it down, tighten it, and then whoops. One, single knot, and we are done. I'm going to clip this. You're going to see these little tails in the picture because I don't have a way out here to burn these, but I will try to get them clipped really short. Let me get that last little tail out of the way. I don't want to clip it too short or I can't, you know, burn the threads. So I'll just kind of get it up out of the way. Well, let me clean my mess up. Hold on. Oh, wait. Let's put our ear wire on. And then I'll clean my mess up, guys. And then I'll show you how they look with pliers. So, tangled into everything. We're going to open these just like so. And you want them open wide because this does take a lot of room. There we go. And I love the ear wires from Beebeecraft. They're really nice. I love the lever back, and there is our second one. Now hold on a second, guys, because I have a few things to tell you. Let me get everything picked up and we'll look at these. So here are the finished fringe earrings using the circular brick stitch. I absolutely, and I drop one. I absolutely love this pattern. They just don't want to stay in my hands. Um, Very fun, but it does take some time. Um, it took me almost 2 hours to make one earring with you guys. I'm sure when you're sitting down and just putting them together, it won't take that long to do a whole pair. But if you make these and you're making them to sell, remember the cost of the items and your time when you're putting them together. Um, so very beautiful, perfect for weddings, gifts to give your children, your mother for Mother's Day, uh, people like that, graduation, um, and those kinds of things. So there they are. And I want to thank Beebeecraft again for having me back. I absolutely love this, and I am so glad that I'd been trying to figure out what do I want to make with these pearls. I want to do something different than I've done with other things. I actually tried like several different patterns, and I just couldn't get what I wanted to make to come out right. And then I settled with these, and I'm very, very glad that I did, because honestly, these turned out absolutely amazing. And thank you, Beebeecraft, for having me. And guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up. I love each and every one of you. Talk to you all down in the comments. I know it looks kind of, there we go. I fixed it for you, I hope. And I appreciate each and every one of you that leave a comment and everything and watch and all that. And yeah, thank you so much. And I'll talk to all of you guys down below. Bye, guys.